Hello, my dear Scorpio. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of November 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So we're entering into Scorpio season, so happy birthday to you Scorpios. I wish you a blessed month for your Scorpio birthday, okay? So I read for the signs in order of most liked videos. So remember to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. And you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I'm super grateful for all of your appreciation. So this reading can go both ways. So if I tell you that you're feeling or acting in a certain way, it can be in the reversed, that the person you are dealing with is feeling and acting in that way. Then it's just the same, it's just different castings to the different roles by the universe. And this message is for the people who watch this. So if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I will use the Druid Craft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gome and illustrated by Will Worthington. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open your deck here, I see Ace of Pentacles and Three of Swords. So it seems like a new cycle of some sort, but maybe with a hidden danger of the Three of Swords. You're scared to get hurt again. You're trying something maybe for the 10,000 times, but you feel like there's a danger of getting hurt. It's hard to put yourself out there when you're risking this, but bravely as a bear. We can say the bear here, but also it's like a bear claw has made this mark on this tree. So you're strong-hearted, strong-willed. So it's like whatever can happen to that could bring you down. It's like what you decide. If you decide that you can take whatever happens, you will be fine, okay? And you can go for this new beginning without being so scared, okay? So I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Magician together with the Three of Swords. So it's very hard sometimes when we have people deliberately trying to destroy things and new beginnings, or deliberately like counteracting what needs to be done to make harmony in the situation. The Magician is Mercury, so it's about communication, but he's also a trickster. And together with the Three of Swords, it has a little bit bitter aftertaste, like a person that wants to manipulate and use and abuse maybe other people. But as I said, you can decide what's your limitation. You can decide that I can take whatever comes along. The Magician is kind of the poster boy for law of attraction, because whatever is in your head will be coming in your life. The words will become the house you live in, as Hafiz have said. And we have the black oyster dash, maybe cuckooing a little bit about the doom, but you don't kind of have to care about that if you only are strong enough, okay? So don't take things personally, just learn from whatever is going on and don't let you being dragged down by it. So I call the Divine with Love and Light, and here we have the Hermit together with the Magician. So the Hermit is very resilient because he can make it on his own, and he has a wolf here as his companion. So the divine masculine in its very raw form. So it's like this lonesome hero kind of energy. So it's like you have an escape towards that. Whenever things go really wrong, you always have yourself. It's like you're very strong, but you're unsure if you are strong enough to take it. But I say that you are strong enough to take it. For some of you, you might be dealing with a person that, like, either they're in or they're out. They can be a lonesome wolf, but when they come, they kind of wants to manipulate you. So also be careful for that. Okay. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have the Two of Swords with the Magician. So Two of Swords can be someone trying to act very diplomatically in a situation. They kind of don't want trouble. So that might be why a person is trying to manipulate you, because they want to have control. They don't want drama. Maybe they are not as resilient as you. Maybe they can't deal with the things going wrong, so to speak. So therefore, it might be the reason to why they are trying to play you or manipulate you or use you as their violin to get whatever it is that they want. And you don't have to play their games, and you can often probably see exactly what's going on here and what it is that they are trying to avoid, and go straight to that, like straight to the issue. If you see that they are tapping around the issue of future, or like money, or talking about difficult things, talking about their feelings, go straight for it, go straight to that point. And you'll probably see them running for the hills, but at least they didn't have the time to manipulate you, or try to get get you into their little bit of sick game, because it's a person that is so scared of consequences that they can't face reality, and instead they are trying to control the reality, and it's always getting like bad results out of that. So I call the 6 elements, and we have the 7 of Pentacles here with the Magician. So with the 7 of Pentacles, we need to have a lot of patience, because we are trying to fix something. We are trying to, get to where our dreams are, but we might need to equip ourselves with a lot of patience to be able to get there, because as you're dealing with other people, you can't control them, and they might have to, bite their tail and stumble on their own and kind of, if you don't engage in their game, they are going to have to find out themselves that the game isn't working, and that might take a little bit of time. So you need to equip yourself with patience. So 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Scorpio viewers. So I want my dear Scorpio to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so my dear Scorpio, I will just tune in to you and this reading for a few seconds here. So Scorpio, November, some of you are born now in the end of October, and then going into November, and around the 20th of November, that's your period, and it's a very dark period, and not dark in the sense bad, it's dark in the sense very close to the unknown. So it's like a door is opening during this time to the unknown, and also to the people and things we have left behind, or that left us behind by maybe dying. So this is a moment where you can really penetrate into the deep patterns that has affected your life and get the answers, and also get maybe ancestral forces to help you with this if you need to do a soul retrieval, or go back to your childhood, do a regression. So it might be a good time to pick an appointment together with your healer, your past life regression therapist, or someone that's good with soul retrievals, to kind of see what it is that you might have left behind, and that you now have the opportunity to take home, because the time is very, very perfect for this. The hole in between the dimension is opening up, so you can easily access different times where you have been with your soul and lost parts of yourself. So for some of you, that's a message. Okay, so this is your future here, Scorpio, and this is your now, and this is your past here. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles shows a very big prosperity, like something that has been like a high value in your life. And I'm feeling that some people might not have been able to see the value, and that might be why they have been playing these games. And sometimes people play games to keep what they value. So they might think that if I keep myself on top of this, being really smart or really sharp, I might be able to calculate how to keep this. But actually that's usually the recipe for downfall, because if you are, for example, extremely jealous in a situation, or extremely controlling or malicious in some way, people are going to see right through, and they are going to the thing that this person fearing the most is actually what's going to happen. So it's better to be a little bit more cool and accepting, like whatever happens is fine, I can take it. I love you, or I want to be close to you, I want to be close to this family, but whatever happens, I will be able to take it. And here we have the beautiful Princess of Cups, and this is usually what all people are so scared of destroying or tainting or losing. Princess of Cups is the thing that we close in our darkest corners and say, no one get near, I won't show my deepest secrets. This is usually the deepest secrets of people, that they are easily wounded and that they have this Princess of Cups in their center. So Princess of Cups is the most beautiful creature because she has connection with the divine and like through the dimensions. So she is kind of the go-to girl when it comes to every kind of secret. But because of this, she's very highly vibrating and she can feel the slightest little disharmonic feeling. And therefore she's very sensitive, and people might be very scared to upset this center of themselves. They might be very scared of feeling feelings because then this side of them, this point of them start to vibrating very highly and give them feedback like danger, danger, or here is something we need to look at. And people are very scared of their own feelings. They think they are going to die by them. So they run away from this little inner child here, and they don't hear what she has to say, and they are very careful to see to that no one else also get near her so they can upset her. So this becomes a person that's kind of disconnected from themselves, and this might be a part of you that you have lost, or someone else close to you has lost this part, or are deliberately shutting it down or shutting it, like having it imprisoned. And therefore they can't really enjoy the family life, they can't really enjoy happiness, prosperity, or treasure the things that they have, because this is the part that makes all that treasuring and valuing and happiness and all these kind of things. And if you don't have access to the sorrow, you don't have access to the joy. So it's like people are trying to be robots, and because they can't deal with feelings. And that's a very sad reason to become a robot, because feelings are not going to hurt you. It's just information. It's kind of the divine's way of telepathically speaking to you. It's not by words, it's by vibrations, and it's not dangerous. It's actually very informative. But people are scared of this, and therefore their life is not always such great. It can be you are running away from this, or someone in your surrounding are running away from their deep notion. So if you are wondering what kind of secret a person keeps, it's probably that they do love and treasure this situation, but the more valuable the situation is, the more they are going to cover it up, because the more it means to them, the more power they think it gives to you, because it seems like this person is acting from a place of either I have power or you have power. It's like a win-lose game instead of win-win game. And here we have the Three of Wands. So Three of Wands shows an open pathway, and I'm thinking it's what I was speaking about before, that there's a possibility of retraining this part of yourself and actually be able to move towards your highest goal, like find your soul purpose and everything. Many people are so lost, they don't know, I don't know what I love, I don't know why I'm here, I don't know anything, I don't know what to choose, what kind of newspaper to buy, or what kind of clothes to wear tomorrow. And it's because they have lost this part of themselves, or they are shut this part down, so they can't get any guidance to the smallest little thing. But when they have re-access this guidance, then finally we can find our way forward. Okay, then we can decide. So we know exactly, I like this, I don't like this, I want this, I don't want that. So it gets very clear, and we can get also very clear and decisive, because we can't only be the inner child. We also need to have the witch and the warrior. The witch is the one that interprets the inner child's signals and say, okay, this is how we're feeling about this, we don't like it. And the warrior is the one in that kind of puts the what the witch say we like or we don't like into action, and says, well, this is where we want to go. So pointing with the whole hand. And it's a 3 of Wands. So it's a very feminine energy, but very decisive. So it's a team effort between the inner child, the witch, and the warrior. So everyone is on board. And it's a very prosperous situation. So it seems like this is a very, very good time for you to calibrate your inner child. If you haven't lost it totally and you need to go and do a soul retrieval, you might just need to calibrate it. So you can do this easily. Just practice when you are at the grocery store. You take two like breads that you would like to buy, for example, and you hold first one bread, maybe close your eyes and hold it in your hand, or hold it towards your chest and feel, does it feel harmonious inside of there, or does it not feel harmonious? And then you take the next one. Maybe both will feel disharmonious because you are allergic to gluten, or no one will, or one will feel harmonious and you pick that one. So it's a way to just calibrate this system. Okay, and here we have an Ace of Cups, so it's nearly the same as the Page of Cups. The Ace of Cups is the source itself. Like here you can find the wisdom. Here you can get the answer. Is this something you like or you don't like? And this is the one you put down there so you can get the answer. So it's like when Odin put one of his eye, his left eye, the feminine side, in his wisdom well. So he would always know what was going on a subconscious level, or like the interaction between people that's not with words. You can just read them, and for a second you feel like a good feeling or a bad feeling, or curious, or wants to take a step back, or whatever is going on. You will instantly be able to calculate with this kind of wisdom. Ace of Cups. So it might be talking about a new love as well, like someone coming with a love offer towards you. Maybe they have realized what's valuable, okay, and they might want a future with you. So with the 3 of Wands here, Ace of Cups and Cernunnos. So Cernunnos is the devil, the shadow. So there's things that we have been scared of when we have closed it off, like we have shut the door to the wisdom well and throw away the key. And sometimes we need to go there and to, retrieve it. So it might be that you feel like a person that you're dealing with is kind of a beginner in love. It's like they don't have the like the empathic wisdom to know how to deal with another person in a love relationship, any kind of love relationship. It's like they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to act, they don't know how to make love. Is very hard for them, and it's likely because they have a big prison where all these aspects of themselves that are expert on this are locked in. And it seems like this is a situation where this person is getting closer and closer to actually finding the key and opening those prison cells to let loose their different aspects, and maybe thereby becoming eventually more skilled when it comes to relationships, because they have put them in jail or in these prison cells for a reason, the reasons I told you, but it might be other reasons as well, like boys shouldn't cry, or actually things that have happened in past lives where they have been imprisoned or enslaved or something else, and been forced to kind of lose soul parts so that they could survive. We can't be so sensitive if we are constantly being like traumatized. So some people here might be suffering from PTSD from this life or another lifetime. I'm thinking about book here. It's a scary book, but it's a real book, and I don't really know the title in English, but it's When the Rabbit Howls. Like if I should interpret the text of this book, or the name of this book, when it's the little rabbit. It's not a grown-up rabbit, but a little rabbit that howls. And it's about a person that has over 90 personalities, because every time a personality dies, she got like room in her body for a new soul. So it came in over 90 personalities. She was victim of abuse when she was young, and these different personalities that came in, they have also different past lives and different stories, different different eyesight and different colors of their eyes or different everything. So might be something similar to this that has been going on here. And here we have the Five of Swords. So a person that has been like a victim can also be a perpetrator. Like it's very hard for them to be a good parent or be a good person towards others when they themselves aren't intact. It's like they are broken, and therefore they will act broken towards other people. So you might be dealing with someone that has a big trauma, and therefore they act out, and they are not really nice to be with. But probably there's a deep love here, either family kind of love or a soulmate kind of love, or just a feeling of chemical reaction that kind of keeps you trapped to this maybe destructive person. Okay, and that was the past. So we can see like someone loves but in a destructive way. And here we see the Chariot. So the Chariot means someone hasn't given up. Like they want what they want, but they might not know how to get it. Okay, they know what they want, but they don't have the tools to get there. They have only very sharp tools in their toolbox, so they can stick you and stab you and wound you, but they don't know how to pet you the right way, so you will be happy. But they still have this determination that they know what they want, so they are not going to give up. Maybe they will find new tools along as they go. This is a driving force that will make this person continue trying at least. So that's a good thing. Maybe. Okay, Ten of Swords. But in their attempt of trying to get what they want, they might hurt you over and over and over and over and over again. It's no end to this. And it's no excuse that they are broken or that they have their best intentions here, that they love you. It still hurts, okay? So what can we do? Well, we can give the other person tools. We can tell them very clearly what we need, and also like block them in the areas where they are trying to hurt us. You are not allowed to speak like that in my house, or whenever you act like that, there's the door, you can go home. You can even need to threat with calling the police if it's necessary here with the Ten of Swords. Whatever works, but it's like you are on a little bit of a mission to maybe not only retrieve your own lost soul part, maybe you're going to help someone else also retrieving their lost soul parts or their lost self, their lost little self here, okay? So it's going to be a little bit of a battle, and you need to be very cool and resilient to be able to go through this. So whatever happens, you will be fine, okay? So don't take things personally. Don't let this person's words or deeds hurt you. Just know that as long as you have this strong love towards one another, it might be hard for you to let go. But we can see this specifically with people that have had drug problems, that they will destroy the families they live in until one day the family says, okay, we love you, but we won't let you destroy this anymore. So you don't have a key to our house. You can't borrow our car, because the 10 other times you borrowed our car, we had no car. Okay, it was you drove it in a way that it's dead. Okay, it crashed and burned those 10 times. So you're not going to be able to lend a car. And every time we have lent you money, you have used it for drugs. So we love you, but we are not going to help you. This might lead to this person's destruction. Maybe they will be feel like victimized. No one loves me anymore. It doesn't matter if I kill myself with these drugs. And some will. Many will. But you can't really help them at this point. What you can do is to be there for them when they try to find other tools. And say, okay, I realize I need help. I need to go to rehabilitation. Or I need to seek out help for my anger issues. Or I need to do this, or I need to do that. And then you can, condition them by giving them a treat. Okay, fine, I'm so happy for you. Maybe you can come to dinner this Sunday and we will eat together. So you kind of invite them again when they're doing good things. And as soon as they do a bad thing, they go into the bathroom and take some drugs on that dinner. You have to be prepared for things like that. You just say, okay, I realize now that you are high, so you need to go. That's the door. Okay. And here we have the star card. So it shows that this is a healing situation, or a possibility of a healing situation. It's very harsh. You need to be very hard. You can't, continue cuddling this person, even if you know that they are so wounded. It turns your stomach when you're looking at them. You see that they are so hurt. They are so disconnected, and they are so it's like a person that has gone through hell and back, but still they are acting out. Still they are taking other people down with them in the fall. So it needs to be very harsh, but in the same time super loving. So try to really be the bigger person in this situation, and see where this can go, like positively. Yes, it can go to hell, kind of, even to, like, a person can die from this destructive behavior of them, but it's not something you can do about it. You can't have control in this situation. The only one that can control it is the one going through this, and that person can say, okay, from now on I will face my demons. Every time I want to take this drug or do this destructive thing, it doesn't have to be a drug addict. It can be someone just doing self-destructive things. Like, there's a big scale of things you can do to be self-destructive. You can come late to work, and you can scream at your boyfriend, whatever works to destroy your life, or be very jealous, or whatever. Some kind of addiction, I would say, anyway. And if you, instead of like doing this, oh, I feel so much, I need to go through her phone, see if she has been unfaithful. Instead, you can tell the person, I feel like I want to go through your phone and check if you have been unfaithful, because I feel very vulnerable right now, and it feels like you haven't told me the truth about what happened yesterday. And you give the person a chance to tell the truth about what happens yesterday, and also always look very closely on yourself. That this is not just something you're accusing the person of because you have a wound inside of you that screams and wants to be healed. Someone in the dungeons screaming for help. So you need to work on two fronts, like pleading to the person that you have target as the issue, but also looking deep into yourself. What is happening when this person is saying, well, I didn't do anything particular yesterday, and I don't want you to go through my phone. And you might feel like, alert, 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 alert. That's a danger. They don't want you to go through their phone. They did something, I'm sure. And then you can check into yourself and see, okay, so does it matter? Okay, if this person is not faithful towards me, probably I will know someday, and that day what will I do? I will have a plan. I will walk away from them, because I can't tolerate a person being like this towards me. So that is what you do, and you will be able to take whatever happens. If the person says, well, you can go through my phone, or you can't, it doesn't matter. If they let you go through their phone, maybe you want to check something else then. Then I want to check the calendar on your work. Maybe it never ends with the things that needs to feed, to kind of stop this appetite from having control. So we need to work on both fronts. Maybe get the other person to cooperate a little bit. They don't need to give away their soul. They just maybe need to cooperate a little bit, show some goodwill. And you need to do the rest of the work, or the person having this issue needs to do the rest of the work. Okay, I clearly have control issues. I want to control you because you are important to me. I love you to death. So I want to control you. I want to see to that you are only here to feed me. Some people that have addicts wants to be a victim so other people can like come and show that they care, but people wants to live their life. They don't want to have drama. They want you to be able to take care of yourself, or you want this person to be able to take care of yourself. And you can meet and do things when all are happy, and we deal with our own problems. Not that we can't reach out when we are in trouble, but not always just reach out when we are in trouble. We should reach out when we are happy days also, and share this, so we are not exhausting our resources and just making people like, oh no, that person is calling, it's going to be a disaster, I'm not going to answer. Okay, that's the plan. The most important plan is be able to cope with whatever happens. Okay, if you can't control it, accept it. If you can't control it, accept it, because it's universe or coincidence that has the upper hand here, has the control. You can only roll with what happens and accept it. So the more accepting you can be, the more resilient you will become, and the more also clearly you will be able to act in these situations. Maybe just, I won't act jealous anymore. I will control myself instead of the other person. And anytime I want to control the other person, I will say, okay, if I don't trust this person, I either need to break up with them or learn to trust them until they've proven not trustworthy, and then I will walk away. So you have a plan and you don't have to go through their phone. And that's just another example. Okay, and here we have the High Priest coming underneath the Ace of Cups and the Chariot. So I'm getting a little bit upset with this card here, because it feels someone hasn't learned their lesson. They still think that they can just rule over the other person. Okay, I will come in with force then, and I will tell you that you need to give this to me, or you need to be like this, or you need to behave like that. The High Priest is a beautiful energy in many ways, but it's connected to all the fives, like Five of Swords, Five of Cups, Five of Coins, Five of Wands. So it's the wars between cultures, we can say, but it's also the cultures themselves. So they are not always leading to war. When we are inside of a culture, we can feel a lot of like we belong. So it seems like a person wants to persuade you that you belong with them and you should subordinate yourself to them. And that's what's making me nauseous. Belonging to them, that's fine. Subordinate, no. You are your own. You don't have to subordinate yourself to anyone else's rules. So try to be careful with that. This can, of course, be maybe a little bit of a sexy energy, someone coming and loving you to death here. But they want to love you and control you. So that's not particularly sexy. It's the recipe for destruction, like codependent relationship or abusive relationship. So yes, say yes to love, no to the controlling. And here we have a Four of Wands. So Four of Wands is a good thing. This High Priestess is, as I said, culture, commitment. You have there also the same thing, tradition, marriage, commitment, living the long haul. Two of Cups also. High Priestess, marrying. Four of Wands, marrying. So it seems like there's a very strong connection between you and another person. It might also be that this person is almost like a drug to you, like you need them to survive. So be careful with that. It can be like a codependent drug addiction kind of thing. Maybe you are addicted to a person that's not particularly nice, and it's like I'm feeling someone is super hot here. They are hot, but they are dangerous. So you need to take a little bit care. You can love this person, but try to like look at the situation a little bit from above all the time. So you're seeing when things doesn't go in the right direction. And when you take this like blessing here of being in a committed forever relationship, and you take the bad things with it. Okay, so I will be this person forever, but they will have to, go through my wallet every day for the rest of my life. So be a little bit careful there. Three of Pentacles, that's a good card as well. So all these cards are good, but it says it's going to take a lot of work. There's a lot of love there. There's a lot of foundation, a lot of attraction, but also a lot of destructiveness, abusiveness, addictions, people making each other like, you should be loyal, you should do this, you should do that. Be careful. Don't end up like in a mafia gang. So it can be different kind of things, like it's some kind of loyalty that's coming through here, where someone is requiring you to be loyal. You should be loyal to this family. But what if this loyalty is actually destroying the family in the end, like keeping secrets and pretending that everything is good on the surface and other things like this? But you have here 3 and 4 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, the High Priest. I don't see that this relationship is breaking. It's not going to go anywhere. It's very strong, but maybe too strong, maybe suffocating strong, maybe controllingly strong. So be a little bit careful and try to, you know, not be sucked into that loyalty trap. It's like being kidnapped. 10 of Swords. We have 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Swords. 10s are like a fully grown cycle. I'll read this card for you so you can get another perspective than just my perspective. Things may seem at their worst, but it is precisely at this moment of nadir that things can only get better. As the winter solstice arrives, night becomes so long and the sun so far away, it seems it may never return. In Druid ceremonies, we extinguish all candles and sit a while in darkness. The one candle is lit to symbolize the rebirth of the sun and at its darkest of hours, and each participant relights their candle from that one flame. Finding this card in a reading may indicate that you have been betrayed or slandered, or that you are a subject of unmerited hatred or malicious acts. A long-term situation may have come to an end, a relationship, business arrangement, career, job, or financial situation. But however painful the experience may be, it is important to understand that a new day will dawn and that a new phase of your life can now begin. Just as the darkness of the solstice precedes the dawn, so this very difficult time can be a precursor to much happier time. Precursor. The card often signifies not a difficult you might be going through, but how you choose to react to what is happening around you. You can decide to react in an immature, even hysterical way, or else you can attempt to fathom why a Druid triad states, there are 3 spiritual instructions: worldly misfortune, bodily illness, and unmerited hatred. So all these things will lead to spiritual growth. So it's just like whatever happens, you will be able to take it. Put yourself in that kind of position, and I think this will work out fine. You will also become very strong, so you will be able to build something here. But I'm still feeling this. Don't subordinate yourself to a power that kind of wants to control you. It might be a nice thing with the controlling. Maybe it's parents that wants their children to be home at a specific time, but or like you need to follow your work schedule, be there on time and do your part. So if you do that, things will be fine. But if 5, this destructive energy is trying to rule you, don't be kidnapped just because the niceness of the situation. Like, it's so nice to be with this person and you love them anyway, so why bother? So it's better to you know, constantly address the things that's happening and constantly trying to improve, and maybe, you know, go straight to the source, like the thing that that person is most scared of, and talk about that, so you'll sort it out instead of having this stupid arguments or mishappenings all the time. Always go to the source. Eventually this person will need to cave and address this, or it will break down. Like, they might be so stubborn that they will never address this, but then they have to sacrifice maybe your situation instead if they don't want to talk about what needs to be talked about. Okay, sorry, I will take Oracle of the Angels card from Mary Duguay. I did review on this deck some days ago before I started with your readings. So this is number 18, believe. It came for Cancer and Cancer, maybe Taurus also, and for you, Scorpio, 18. And it's a boat, so it's kind of a relationship, we can say, or something that you honor and you want to preserve it. And we can see that this might be the person there that always like needs this tender care or always needs to be rescued. Believe in the mysterious and wondrous ways of the universe. Know that there are no mistakes and that everything happens for a reason, even if that reason is not always immediately obvious. It is safe to let go and allow yourself to be carried by the river of life. So it's kind of give up your control to the divine. If the divine wants things to go really to the south and, you know, break down, then what can you do about it? Go along with it instead and work together with these destructive forces, because obviously they want to heal something. Don't resist, go along. I live each situation in the light. I remain in harmony no matter what happens. I let go. I trust God, and I remain in touch with His love, increasing my inner spiritual strength. Or her love. We have a beautiful feminine deity there in the picture. Okay, so I'll also take a card for you from this oracle deck that I did a review of yesterday, I think it was. Notes from the universe on love and connection. So what's going on for Scorpio? 2 cards came. Convince yourself, not others. Okay, so stay true to yourself. Find center of gravity in yourself and decide for yourself what you want to do. And then, you know, either people cooperate with you or they don't. You don't have to convince them. They go along with you or they don't. You just know what you want, and you go towards that. Maybe face the problem or the issue at hand directly. Even if the other person doesn't want to, you stay true. It's true north, okay, true to wisdom. The need to clarify, explain, or justify oneself in personal relationship is always self-serving. What's important is knowing the truth about why you felt the need, because it often points to insecurities that could be dealt with in more effective ways. Hi-ho, the universe. So this is addressed to the person that's justifying themselves, showing their phone, telling where they were, constantly trying to feed the monster of this person that wants to control you, instead of saying, well, this is my phone and it's my personal sphere. Either you trust me or you don't. It doesn't mean that you deliberately, you know, do stupid shit and then keep your phone away from that person. It means that you stop feeding the monster, stop feeding like the the people that wants to control you, and stop giving them access to kind of put you against the wall all the time. You don't need to convince them, you need to convince yourself. So if you trust yourself, if you know that you are a good person and doing the best you can, you don't need them to always judge you or always pin you towards the wall. Don't be people's scapegoat to continue with destructive behavior. Okay. So it's not as if you need anyone. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of this, maybe this situation you need to put yourself into. If you are a slave to this situation and you just want to make everyone happy, they can go through your phone, they can, you know, steal your car, they can do whatever, it doesn't matter as long as they stay with you. That's when you're kidnapped. That's when you are in a codependent situation. But if you don't need anyone, you only need yourself, you're putting yourself in a position of freedom. So no one are allowed to act stupidly towards you anymore. Okay, you act nice towards them, they act nice towards you, or else there's the door, okay? For as long as you wish to keep them in your life, whoever they may be, understanding them as opposed to changing them will wildly improve the chances that they wish to keep in that they wish to keep you in their life. On the other hand, you're pretty much stuck with me. Oh wow, how I love you, the universe. So this is talking to the one that's a little bit maybe more the one that wants to control the other person. Like either they want to have you in your life or they don't. They want you more because you're acting stupidly or trying to, you know, go through their phone. It's just going to make them loathe you and in the end not love you and your insecurities. So for those of you Scorpios having this kind of problem, take a deep breath next time and say, no, I don't need to go through your phone. I trust you. Fake it till you make it, okay? And also put yourself in the position you don't need anyone. So if they would actually fail you, that day you can do something about it. Today you just enjoy being with them, okay? So, beautiful. Not most easy situation, of course, but if you manage your way to this, what a spiritual being you would have become. Like a person that can take whatever happens. That's a good goal, to go with the flow and kind of subordinate yourself to the divine will. Okay, so this is the divine will, then I need to go with this, even if it's not what I chose or wanted. It's what's happening, so there's no point in resisting. That's a great spiritual lesson. And it seems like the relationship is safe. So if anyone is putting up a lot of fuss here, they are just destroying what seems so solid. So it's a pity. So don't destroy it, or don't let anyone destroy it. Just teach each other how to deal with your insecurities, how to face your fears. Okay. So, my dear Scorpios, I welcome you back to my December reading that I will perform in the mid of November. And until then, take real good care, be real strong, don't let anyone rule you, and don't try to rule them either. Okay, love them as they are. Bye-bye.